it's Miss Samantha and Harley, and we're going to give you the format of a proper conditioning class that you can do right in the comfortability of your own home. So before we do anything, we're going to start with some dynamic warm-ups to make sure that our bodies are loose if you haven't been dancing. So some examples of these dynamic warm-ups Harley and I can do together. We'll start in a plank. Bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Bring your right elbow to the instep and reach it up to the sky. And we'll do that a few more times, just moving. The word dynamic means moving, and if we're doing dynamic stretches, we're moving, but allowing ourselves to become mobile and flexible as we do so. So we'll make sure to do that on both sides. Stepping the foot to the outside of the hand, and just thinking about squaring the hips and letting the hips come open and twist with every movement. This is also a great one for spinal twists. Good. Another example of a great dynamic stretch that you can do, planting both hands down, knees on the earth, is just some cat and cow posture. So inhale, drop the belly, look up to the sky. Exhale, tuck the hips under, splay the shoulder blades apart, and round through the spine. Do that a few more times. Good job. And then you can come to standing. And any other moving stretches that you can think of are really great for dynamic warm-ups. You can twist the arms back and forth in the arms. You can twist the body. Do some swinging batmas and arabesques. Making sure to work both legs. Even moving in the opposite direction. Good. And then once you feel that your body is really mobile and kind of ready to move, we'll structure this conditioning class how we always do our conditioning classes at EDC. The first third of the class is all cardio. The second third is all strength. And the third portion is all flexibility and stretching. So I encourage you to use 3 songs worth of cardio exercises. I'll send you a playlist so that you can use the music that we would maybe normally use in conditioning class, but for all of the first 3 upbeat pump up songs, we're going to do cardio. Some examples of some cardio exercises are burpees. So if you can demonstrate a burpee, that's great. And keep going. And as you can see, she's bending through her knees rather than bending through the body. Thank you, Harley. Can you demonstrate what an improper burpee would look like? Good. So that's wrong. You see how she came up without bending her knees? It's really going to get your heart pumping and your lungs working. She's already starting to breathe hard through bending of the legs and getting really down low. That's one option for burpees. Another way to do burpees is up and bend into a second position. Bring the feet together behind you, jump it out, and then jump up again as high as you can. Can you do a couple of those for us? Thank you. Beautiful. And as you can see, her hands are flat on the ground. She's coming into a beautiful plank without arching her back. Great job. Okay, so burpees are a great cardiovascular exercise that you can use in the first portion of your class. We can also do jumping jacks, regular jumping jacks. We can do big jumping jacks. Yep. Just landing in a nice plie, remembering to be controlled through every movement. We can do one-legged jumping jacks, or the other leg. We can do crisscross jumping jacks. And we can do pouncing jacks. As Noah Aiden coined the term. Good, okay. Those are some more great cardio exercises. See, she's getting hot already. Her blood is pumping, heart is beating, the lungs are working, and that's exactly what we want for at least 15 minutes. Some more examples, frog jumps. Beautiful, and her spine is staying straight as she moves up and down. We have mountain climbers. Awesome. You can come on up. We have ski jumps, going side to side. Got a nice coupe. Awesome. You can jog in place. High knees. Butt kicks. And then to get the upper body moving a little bit, we can also do punches as fast as you can. You can twist or twist. And you can really utilize all those movements, create a little combo for yourself for 3 to 4 songs, at least 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes if you're feeling up for it. So that's the first portion of your class. After you do your cardio section, we'd like to move into strength. And while you're at home, a really good way to remember to work every portion of your body, every muscle group, is to work from the bottom to the top. So I encourage you to start with some kind of calf raises. So we'll just releve. Think about engaging the entire leg, but know that you're really utilizing your ankles and your calves with these movements, and you're working through every muscle in your foot. And that's why as dancers, we want to do this conditioning class barefoot. We can also turn our feet in. Do the same thing, calf raises. Turn our feet out, same thing. I would do calf raises for a whole song, 3 minutes maybe, and then make sure to twist out the ankles, feel really good. Then we're gonna move up to the rest of the legs. We're gonna make sure we work every muscle group, and if you look at the worksheet that we've provided, you'll get to know what these different muscle groups are called. So, hands on your hips. We'll do some backward lunges. Let's do one leg at a time, keeping most of your weight in your left leg. Beautiful. And then, of course, you'll do the other side as well. Making sure to keep the knee directly over the ankle. Your front foot is flat. Your hips are square. You're stretching through your hip flexor and utilizing your glutes and your quads on your right leg as you move. Shake it all out. Some other great leg strengthening options are turned out squats. We'll squat right here. The goal is to create a straight line at the bottom and come all the way up, squeezing the glutes. So we're working really every aspect of our leg. You can use this as your foundation and add to it, maybe stopping at the bottom, pulsing. Maybe coming into a forced arch on one, pulsing, doing the same thing on the other leg. Maybe you lift both heels. Maybe you hold stillness. Modify the degree of your movement, so coming up to a 45 degree and then kind of 180 at the bottom. Lots of different options here. You can also turn in your feet while parallel and do squats that way. But for these, we want to make sure our spine stays really straight, our hips are sinking back. We're not arching through our back, but we're keeping our spine as straight as possible without letting our chest come forward. So we sink our hips back and try not to let the knees push forward out through the toes. You can do these right here. If you have some dumbbells or some weights, you could add some weight to give yourself a little more of a challenge. So those are some great foundational exercises for your legs. After that, we'll move to the floor. So come on into the floor, into a glute bridge. So lift up your glutes and just go down and up. This engages our hamstrings and our glutes. Harley has beautiful form. She's lifting her hips just in line with her shoulders. So if you could stop right there. There's a beautiful straight line from the shoulders to the hips. Beautiful extension through the hip flexor and the quad, and then a great 90-degree angle all the way down to the ground. So she's doing this very safely. hips up and squeeze the knees in and out. You're gonna target more of the gluteus maximus, which is very important for dancers. Come all the way down. If you do one leg, we'll keep the legs parallel as we lift the hips and lower, and that's really a lot more challenging for the hamstrings. And you can do that on both sides. Good. Keeping weight in the supporting legs heel. Beautiful. That's great. We want to make sure we do some of those flip over onto your all fours. If you could face the side, just so we can really see you. So kick up into a fire hydrant. So kick your heel to the sky, perfect. And then just pulse, little pulses right there. And then bring your knees together and move out to the side toward the mirror for some fire hydrants. Just alternate those movements, making sure to work both legs. Those are also great for the glutes. Little pulses up and then out to the side to work the outer hips. After that, we want to work the opposing muscles. So if you lay all the way down on your back, lift your legs parallel, please, and just do beat, beat second. Good. Come all the way down and then control using your adductors to lift your legs back together. And that's wonderful for the inner thighs. Good. Thank you, Harley. And now you're already on the ground, so let's do some butterfly crunches to target the lower abs. So those, we just want to make sure the chin is facing toward the ceiling, the abdominals are engaged. She's really using her lower abdominals and her feet are together for this one option. From this movement, we can plant the feet on the ground, do some regular crunches. Good, we can roll up and do some Russian twists. Awesome. She's twisting her whole body, as you can see, so she's not just moving her arms, she's actually moving her whole torso, and that's engaging the obliques and the abdominals. Good job. And then you can extend all the way long and let everything hover and lift it up. That's just more of a full body exercise. Good, and from here, our last abdominal exercise that we'll demonstrate today are ladders. Harley's getting a workout. Okay, so we'll do 8 on one leg, 8 on the other, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then come all the way down. So it'll go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch, 2, and 2, and then switch, 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 back to 2, and 2, and 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Harley didn't know she was going to be doing all this today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've moved from our feet to our ankles and our calves all the way up the legs. We've utilized the glutes. We've utilized the core. Now we're going to move into our upper body. If you have some dumbbells or some weights of some kind that you can hold easily and safely at your house, I encourage you to do bicep curls, just like that. So you'll put one in each hand and you'll do some bicep curls. Some tricep extensions, so you'll kind of bend your legs for support and just squeeze your shoulder blades together and then bring them down without letting them pass your hips. And you can alternate those for a song. It's really good to work opposing muscle groups, biceps and triceps. Other options with weights that you can do are flies, lateral flies, out to the side. Or of course we have shoulder press, which is here. Keeping our palms facing forward, we press and tap the weights together, come down, press, and down. Good. So those are some options with weights. If you don't have weights at home, that's totally fine too, because we have lots of things we can do. You can hold your arms out and hold them there for a whole song. It's really great control. It's very good practice, especially for ballet and jazz. It gets that muscle memory going. Sometimes you just have to be able to hold your arms out for a long time. You can add some little pulses or some backward circles or some frontward circles or some shoulder taps on both sides. Just modify as needed and create your own special workout. So it'll be kind of fun. After that, we can do some push-ups. Can you demonstrate those for us? So we have push-ups with the elbows facing outward. Good. We have chaturanga push-ups, which means the elbows face backwards. So squeeze your elbows in. And another great way to do these is just tap your knees to the ground and hold them there and press your elbows back. So we'll try to get the chest and the chin all the way to the ground and all the way up as we do those. Leaning forward a little bit, good. We can hold plank. Her body's in a straight line. We can tap our shoulders in plank, one at a time. Good. We can hold low plank. So onto your forearms. Great. And then for a bigger challenge, we can move from low plank to high plank, alternating. Yeah. Good. And then stand all the way up. Good. So that kind of covers our whole entire body, targeting all of the major muscle groups. We can even do some shoulder shrugs or, end with some head circles to move all the way up to the top. After that, that should take about 20 to 30 minutes. And after that, we'll move into our cool down and our stretching portion. So these are going to be more static stretches. That means held stretches rather than our dynamic stretches that we did at the beginning. So the first one we'll do is just a deep lunge, step it forward, bring our back knee to the ground, and then maybe even bring your forearms to the ground. And go ahead and let your knee fall out to the side. So this is kind of getting everything. We can hold this for about 45 seconds to a minute. And of course, we'll move to the other side after that. Good. And then when you're finished with that, go ahead all the way down onto your back. Squeeze your right knee in, circle out through your ankle, and extend your right leg to the sky, holding it there. With every exhale, try to bring it back toward your body a little bit closer. If you have somebody to help you, have them support on your thigh behind your knee and gently press down on the calf to enhance the stretch. And that's great for your hamstrings. Miss Brooklyn also did something like this in her contemporary parallel work. So it's wonderful work for the hamstrings. We can move the leg from there out to the side, getting more of the adductor and the inner thigh. And from there, we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee, coming in a figure four pose, reaching through, and maybe even reaching onto the shin to pull your leg all the way back. We'll make sure to do that whole entire sequence on the opposite side again. So bringing the left knee in, circling through the ankle, extending the leg high, parallel first, stretching through the hamstring, getting a partner to maybe help you out with that stretch, pressing down on the calf and supporting on the lower quad. And then bringing that same leg out to the side, stretching through the adductor, holding each of these for, as long as you can, because we really want to maintain our flexibility throughout this time that we're not going to be able to meet at the dance studio. Cross your ankle over your knee and reach through for figure four. Good. Just in this stretch, make sure your ankle is coming close to your body and your knee is staying nice and wide, so we're getting the outer edge of the glute and the hip area. Great. To target the hip flexors and the back, we'll press up into a back bridge. Hold it there, try to straighten out through the legs and the arms as much as you can. Beautiful, Harley. And then come all the way down. Good, you can come up to a comfortable seat. Cross one arm over. We'll stretch our arms out and the other way. Make sure we stretch out the triceps as well. Take a deep inhale, bring both of your arms by your ears, stretch your legs out straight. Exhale, fold forward. Option to flex or point your feet, whatever feels good. If you have somebody to help you, it always feels nice if they give you a nice little massage down your back and assist you with this stretch. So it's great for your hamstrings and also for your back and your forward fold. And then after this, we'll move into a right split. And then a left split. Of course, we'll hold these for a lot longer. And then a center split or frog. Good. And if you could demonstrate a frog as well. A dance frog, your feet come together. And then if you want to do a yoga frog, after that, if you do choose to do frog, you'll bring your knees out and then your ankles will come to 90 degrees exactly. Option to stay to a slight arch just like this, or you can lay all the way down onto the floor. You'll take some deep breaths. Press yourself all the way up. Come out of it, and that's the format of a conditioning class. So go ahead and try it. Thanks, Harley.